Hello YouTube friends, here we are on the 29th of November, very nearly December, and today what I want to talk to you about is the advent calendars that I've been making. Now, I make advent calendars, well, every year. Even before I had a YouTube channel, I used to make something or other for my kids, even when they were little, definitely, but as they grew up I would send them to wherever they were in the world. And so this year then, I'm going to show you how I made 3 advent calendars. Talk about that in a minute. But up here in the top right hand corner, I'm going to put a link to last year's advent calendar, which was in the beginning of the Advent series for 2019. Last year for Advent, Anna and I made a video every day about a different kind of craft or cooking or something or other to do with Advent and the preparation for Christmas. In that video, I've just watched it, the beginning part of it. 2 things: my hair's nice and short, and also that yellow jumper that I'm wearing. I shrunk it in the wash, I was really disappointed when it came out all flat and horrible. So I can't wear that jumper anymore. Anyway, but in it, there's a link to the Christmas Advent video the year before. So with today's Advent calendar idea, last year's idea and the year before, they're 3 quite different ideas. And there's loads more ideas out there. Pinterest is a very good place to look for Advent calendar ideas, obviously. But this year, though, what I'm going to do is resurrect my love of sewing paper. Now, I've got my lovely new Juki, and but I got out my old Janome to do this job. A couple of reasons. It just didn't feel right to sew paper on my brand new machine. But more practically, I haven't got a cone of red thread. I've got grey and light grey, dark grey and black and white, but I haven't got red. And with this brown paper, I like to sew with red thread. So also, I'm quite happy to use my old machine to do that. So there's a lot of paper sewing coming up now. And the way that this is going to work is I made all this film, I made all this video a few days ago, but I just made it and I was listening to music at the time. So I've got this film for you here that I've edited, and I don't know how we're going to do it. We'll have just sort of like half a screen or something like that. Let's start away with it now. And so what you're going to get is me preparing to make the shapes that I made. I made Agnes an advent calendar. Now, Agnes is only 1. So she doesn't need an advent calendar that's got numbers or, builds into something bigger than that. So basically, I've made a load of little shapes, circles, Christmas tree, stocking. No, I didn't do the stocking in the end. Star, circle and Christmas tree. And I sewed them all together with my red thread and then put a little gift inside each one. Now, I'm not going to show you what the gifts are. I will after Christmas, but it's a surprise. And just in case any of my kids are watching this, I don't want them to see what it is that Agnes is going to get in her stocking. Not in her stocking, in her advent calendar. And so it goes like this. I made these shapes here. Prudence, who is over there. All the cats are here. I've got cat Rita on my knee here, and all the cats are round and about. But Prudence was being very, very affectionate that day and shoving her nose right in the middle of the sewing. So I had to move her because she was being so intrusive. But then, so I sew all of these shapes together. I've got the film here on the computer so that I can talk to you about what I'm doing. And Agnes has got a tiny little gift, hardly anything, inside each one. And I'm guessing that her parents will just give her one whenever they feel like, oh, let's give Agnes one of her little gifts. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be actually have 2 on one day if they want to do that. It's up to them how they do this. In subsequent years, when Agnes is into numbers and the anticipation of Christmas, then we'll get into all of that, and I'll do that for her and probably with her, so she can help me make the advent calendar for her mum and dad, all of that. But while she's a baby, what we've got is just little things that she can unwrap, so that Christmas Day is not an overwhelming amount of gifts and presents to unwrap. Kids get far too many things, don't they? So here I'm printing out some numbers here. I've finished Agnes's one now, and I'm making an advent calendar for John and Anna and Martha and Adam, my son and his wife, and Agnes's mum and dad. I'm not making one for a girl, Risa and Owen, because they're going away for Christmas. So I'm sending them a little gift that hasn't got a countdown in it at all. So I printed off numbers in a sort of red and green in a nice font, very big, so that you can see in a minute that what I'm doing now is sewing together these paper, what are they, 6 inches by 5, something like that. They're just big enough to fit what I'm about to put in there. Now, then I stitch the number across the top. So in a minute, I think I start talking to you. So I'll just carry on talking to you like this. Here's a bit of you can see little tiny bars of chocolate. That's what they're going to get. And then I'm stringing them all up here. And then I'm going to stop talking to you like this and start talking to you like this. I was thinking I might take quite short bits of branch, because this doesn't want to take up the entire house, does it? Let's try this one here. Now I've hurt my wrist, so I'm not going to find it terribly easy to use the secateurs, so I'll try and do it with my other wrist. I was lifting heavy boxes and I've hurt my wrist. So I'm not sure how easy this is going to be. No. I think this calls for the bigger tools. The loppers. This is what I need, the loppers. So I'm going to cut this off here. This doesn't hurt my wrist. I could get 2 out of that one. I haven't really decided how I'm going to do this. Whop that off there. I might make another one like that. Yeah, so my friend Arthur made me this shed. It's made out of bits of old wardrobe and doors and all sorts, and a piece of corrugated tin. And it was when I had... I needed to keep hens separate from other hens, you know, because they just fight one another. And so I needed a second hen shed. And then he made me another shed. Arthur, nice guy. He made me another shed for when I had chicks. Did he make me another one for the ducks? I can't remember. I've had quite a poultry enterprise here over the years. I'll show you what my plan is. Come on. Let's do that. Hello, missus. Oh, Sadie. The cats get on terribly well with the hens. Or they just leave each other alone, I guess. And that actually might be too long as well, because the idea is, quite simply, that I just want to put these on here quite grouped together. So that's why I wanted some short ones and some long ones. And I don't think I want them, you know, you don't have to be able to see all the numbers, because the idea is you go fishing around until you find the numbers. Keep dropping them on the floor. So my thinking was that I would just stick them all on. Some would be longer, some would be shorter. That's very short. And then they'd snip them off. They fish around, find the one that was for today, snip it off. Let's see if this works, because if this works, I'll make both of them like this. And they can, if it's up to them, if they want to take them off the twig, they can. I don't mind what they do. They're grown-ups. They can do what they like. And I'm not even looking at the order the numbers are going in. I'm just putting them on any old how. There's some long ones. Mostly the long ones are all there. And then what we'll do is I get some more string. I cut this off here and get some more string, stronger string, and they can hang it up and it'll look maybe against the wall. It'll look like that, and I think that will look quite cute. So I need my loppers again to cut that off. Cut that about there. And then I'm going to get some ribbon maybe. Yeah, ribbon will do. I'll get some ribbon. Try that ribbon in there. And then, oh, it's just the right length. Brilliant. And that ribbon there, so that that will keep them on. And that then is what I imagined it might look like. So if you are Martha and Adam or John and Anna, you just fish around until you find today's number, snip it off, and there it is. We'll see. I'm happy with that. I'll need a nice strong peg to hang it from, but I'm quite happy with that. I'll do the second one now. And this one is Agnes's, and I put it in this basket. I might as well have the basket as well. Why not? Now, there are Christmas trees, stars, and circles. And I might have said this already. I'm going to say it again. Apologies if I've said this already. But she's one. She doesn't need numbers on these. I'm guessing that they could just give her one whenever she looks like she needs to open a little present, and she can rip it open and have what's inside. And there aren't 24, there are 29. So another year, I think I've said this, I'll put numbers on them and we'll make it into a successional thing, which is what I used to do for the kids when they were little. But for this year, she's got a basket full of bits and pieces here that she can enjoy opening whenever she wants to. Christmas Day doesn't mean anything when you just one. It's just very confusing. And so we might as well just have lots of lovely little bits and pieces to open. So that's this year's Advent calendars then. There's so many lovely different ideas for Advent. And so there's this year's idea for you there. I've given them to the different people now, and they're all really pleased with them. So on Tuesday, they'll be able to start opening them up. And so now I'm going to go, it's a beautiful day. I fed the poultry this morning, but I think I'm going to go for a bit of a walk in this beautiful autumnal sunshine. But I'm just going to leave you with this. I've been, the shipping injury I had with my wrist, it's still not completely right. It's all right, it's not bad. But it was lifting lots of heavy boxes that had calendars in them. Silly of me to do that. But the calendars then, here they are. The 2021 calendars are over there in the shop now. And I've been really enjoying sending these out to people. Lots of lovely colourful pictures for your kitchen, wherever you want to hang them. And they're over in the shop now. I won't, I'll get someone else to lift the boxes in future. So pop over to the shop. The link's always in the description below. And also in the description is the link to Patreon, because for the whole of Advent, last year, I do like my Christmas gift to my patrons, which is from every level, from $1 right up. And last year I read from my New Zealand journal. All of those posts are still there for that level. And the year before that, I can't remember. Oh no, the year before that I didn't have Patreon. But just let me say something about past videos, because last year for Advent, Anna and I posted a video every single day. So they're all still there for you to see. Maybe I'll link the Advent 2019 playlist up here. But then the year before that, you know, didn't have a Patreon channel, but I had a YouTube channel. I did a reading the year before that, and I read the whole of a book, a children's book, Emil and His Clever Pig by Astrid Lindgren. And each day there was a chapter a day. For some reason, December the 10th just got lost somewhere, so it's not there. Don't worry, the story still makes perfect sense. But I'll put that up here, playlist, a link to that playlist as well. If YouTube don't allow me to link to too many things, I'll put them in the description box below as well. I'm not quite sure if there's a limit to how many links I can put up. I've never tried to do that before. But you can go back and watch those, because they're still Advent themed things. And but then over on Patreon there'll be last year's readings are all there for everybody, and this year we're going to do something else, Anna and I, and that'll be up on the 1st of December. Links all down there in the description box below. So one way to make sure you don't miss any future videos in this Advent series is just to click subscribe and click the notifications bell. So that way, you know, if Anna and I post out of schedule, you won't miss any of those videos. Give us a thumbs up while you're down there. Leave a comment, share, like, all of those things really helps the channel to grow. So thank you very much indeed. I'll see you in the next Advent video.